So, it's Earth Hour 2020 again, and bit of a bigger light show than last year, because last year we were just running a couple of test lamps off of the Sol-Ark because they just gotten installed and up and running. This is one of two 37 watt Lightronics Translux lamps, which I've never heard of, didn't even know that there was such a thing as a 37 to 19 lamp, but from what I can determine based on light center length and everything, that this is a long life 20,000 hour, in this case equivalent / replacement for a 32A19 200 lumen nominal, 250-ish lumen in practice incandescent street lighting lamp, which is interesting. Not that I wouldn't mind having a couple of legit 32A19s, or ideally a couple of cases. So yeah, this is the system as it has expanded in the past year. That is some stuff for feeding some neighbors in the event of a sustained blackout. The reason for the cover is because that's not wired up yet, and plus I'm in the process of making modifications to put a second Sol-Ark here, disconnects over there, and depending on how some testing goes, because this is an early Sol-Ark 12K, this is the one that has problems with running half-wave rectified loads, as I had with a shutdown issue and some testing last April, I think it was. If adding a second Sol-Ark, which has these problems fixed, doesn't fix that, and the system as a whole still trips out with half-wave rectified loads, since again it's not going to be just me, because being an electrical engineer, power background, despising half-wave rectified loads as one should, but in case there's still problems and the pair of Sol-Arks combined shut down, because if one trips out, they all trip out. What I'm going to do is replace this Sol-Ark with the new one that doesn't have the problem, and then this Sol-Ark is going to be going over here, AC coupled into the first Sol-Ark as a, in what Sol-Ark call limited power to home mode. And then, at least initially, this is not going to have a battery because it's going to use the original battery for what is now this, the new one. But then this one, as soon as possible, I'm going to get something like a used telecom battery, so I'm going to have two battery banks on the system as a backup. Especially since, given the way the world is headed, yeah, people like me are going to be our own utilities, and who knows, probably by next year, and this is not an exaggeration, for most people, it will be some kind of involuntary Earth hour because they won't have any mains electricity. Nothing like living in cloud world that's going insane. And there's a camera if it's a 150 or a 200 watt GLS lamp, and a very elaborate transfer switch I have for my well pump. In that, ordinarily if the well pump, like the Sol-Ark, is down, unplug that, plug that in there. In this case, I've got a extension cord for running a 100 watt high pressure sodium fixture, so that's what's plugged in there now. The well pump is still running on the solar. 35 watt high pressure sodium running on mains. 175 watt high pressure mercury Stanco floodlight. Wasn't originally 175 watt mercury, it was a 250 watt high pressure sodium, but that igniter in that ballast crapped out and the ballast was kind of soaked, so I just converted it to 175 watt merc, and I use this for uplighting one tree for Christmas, because the unphosphor color corrected high pressure mercury is actually a really good color for uplighting evergreens. And that's running on the Sol-Ark, and this 100 watt high pressure sodium fixture is running on mains. So that's actually what's plugged into the well pump connection there. And I also have this fixture fitted with a standby high pressure sodium lamp, which is one of the ones with the two arc tubes in parallel. So if there's a momentary interruption, the second arc tube starts up, and you basically get not quite full brightness, but you get a couple thousand lumens out of it until there's a chance to warm up. And of course also those lamps can last for 40,000 hours, which is a lot better than just about any LED can do. But then again, this technology is only 60 odd years old now at this point, so big lighting can't make money off of the patents. So yeah, world's insane. 25 watt incandescent bucket light. 70 watt high pressure sodium bucket light there. It's a 1980s American Electric, so because it has an unvarnished ballast, it is quite loud. And of course also not power factor corrected. Well, it's not as bad as a 175 watt mercury fixture that a friend of mine repaired recently. That has aluminum magnet wire because 1970s Carter era. At least this one has copper windings. A cat, not normally part of the display, but he's a cat. 100 watt metal halide bucket light. Using a higher quality lamp than these things normally come with. The reason these things typically have garbage reviews is because they come with a really low quality Polar Lights lamp. This is a Chinesium lamp still, but at least it's Philips. And this is a 50 watt high pressure sodium floodlight. Another 70 watt high pressure sodium bucket light here. 75 watt GLS lamp there. 57 watt GLS lamp there. And 20 watt magnetically ballasted preheat F2212 fluorescent. It's a gold lamp, which is why it looks a bit weird on camera. 45 watt PAR38 lamps there. F2212 fluorescent there. One's on a rapid start ballast, also it's a chroma 50, which is again why the weird blue color. Kind of a daylight-ish. Two 45 watt PAR38s. 45 watt PAR38, this one with some kind of a failed seal internally, so the aluminized coating's all gone. So it works more like a general area light now. 390 watt PAR38s. And a General Electric 23 watt ceramic metal halide integrated ballast PAR38 lamp, which is illuminating the room that this video is about to be edited on. And of course this is running on the Sol-Ark EMP hardened system. Yep, as is the computer that this is going to be edited on. Fun. And this is the UPS 4-side computer.